Did you know that growing older doesn't have to mean growing lonelier? Many people fear the later years of life, thinking they will be filled with silence, solitude, and longing for the past. But here's the truth: aging can be one of the most fulfilling, enriching, and meaningful phases of your life. The key lies in how you embrace it, adapt, and take control of your own happiness. If you've ever felt left behind as family and friends become busy with their own lives, or if you've struggled with the quietness that fills your home, you are not alone. Many seniors find themselves in similar situations. But here's the good news: you can transform loneliness into contentment, emptiness into purpose, and uncertainty into joy. Let's explore 7 powerful things you can do to create a happier, more fulfilling life, starting today. 1. Reignite your sense of purpose. Your life still has meaning. Did you know that one of the greatest struggles of aging isn't physical decline, but the loss of purpose? Many people spend decades dedicating themselves to their families, careers, and responsibilities, only to find that when those roles fade, they feel adrift, uncertain about their place in the world. But here's the truth: your value does not disappear with time, and your purpose is not behind you. It simply evolves. In the earlier years of life, purpose often comes from necessity. Raising children, building a career, providing for a household, these responsibilities create a natural structure. But as life changes, so must your understanding of what gives you meaning. This stage of life is not about what you have lost, but about what you still have to offer. And if you look closely, you will realize that the wisdom, experience, and insight you have gained over the years are some of the most valuable gifts you possess. Finding a new sense of purpose doesn't mean chasing something grand or unfamiliar. It means reconnecting with what makes you feel alive. For some, this might be mentoring younger generations, sharing stories, offering guidance, and helping others navigate the challenges you once faced. For others, it could be something as simple as tending a garden, knowing that with each flower that blooms, you are nurturing life itself. Purpose can be found in the smallest acts of kindness: checking in on a neighbor, volunteering at a community center, or simply being the friend who listens. Your presence, your words, your warmth, they all matter more than you know. If you have ever sat with someone who felt lost, if you have ever given advice that changed a life, if you have ever offered comfort in times of sorrow, then you understand that purpose is not about achievement, but about connection. But perhaps the most important truth is this: your sense of purpose begins with you. It's easy to believe that our worth is tied to what we do for others, but purpose is just as much about what we do for ourselves. What dreams have you set aside? What passions have you been too busy to pursue? Maybe it's painting, playing music, traveling to places you once dreamed of, or simply waking up each morning with the intention to fully embrace the day ahead. You are not here simply to pass the time. You are here to live, to inspire, and to continue shaping the world in your own way. No matter your age, no matter your past, the days ahead still belong to you. And if you wake up tomorrow with a heart full of purpose, you will find that life, even in its quietest moments, still holds extraordinary meaning. 2. Build and nurture friendships. Loneliness is a choice, not a destiny. There comes a time in life when the noise fades, the once bustling home quiets, the daily responsibilities lessen, and the people who filled your days with conversation and laughter slowly drift into their own lives. It is in these moments of stillness that loneliness can creep in, settling into the spaces where companionship once lived. But here's a truth that few people speak of: loneliness is not a condition of aging. It is a condition of disconnection. And while you may not be able to turn back time, you can choose to reconnect, to reach out, and to refuse to let solitude define the years ahead. Friendship at its core is not about how many people surround you, but about the quality of the connections you cultivate. It is about feeling seen, understood, and valued. A reminder that no matter how much life changes, you are never truly alone. But friendships in later years require intention. They do not happen by accident, they must be sought, nurtured, and cherished. It starts with reaching out. The old friends you've lost touch with, the neighbor who waves from across the street, the person sitting alone at the community center, these are all opportunities waiting to be embraced. A simple phone call, a shared cup of coffee, or even a handwritten note can reignite bonds that time has merely paused, not erased. And if old friendships cannot be rekindled, then new ones must be built. There is no shame in seeking companionship, whether through social groups, church gatherings, senior activities, or even the modern world of online connections. The key is to remain open to new people, new conversations, and new experiences. Too often we let pride or fear hold us back, telling ourselves that it's too late, that people are too busy, that no one truly understands. But the truth is, there are countless others who feel the same way, silently hoping for someone to reach out, someone to listen, someone to remind them that life is still meant to be shared. Friendships are not just about companionship, they are essential to well being. Studies show that strong social connections can lower the risk of depression, improve heart health, and even increase lifespan. More importantly, friendships bring joy, the kind of joy that comes from shared laughter, deep conversations, and knowing that someone out there cares. But perhaps the greatest lesson about friendship is this: it is never too late. No matter how many years have passed, no matter how many people have come and gone, the opportunity to connect still exists. And when you choose to nurture those relationships, to invest in them with your time, your kindness, and your heart, you will find that loneliness is not your destiny. Companionship is, because life, no matter the stage, is meant to be lived together. 3. Prioritize your health. Your body deserves care. Aging is not the enemy. It is a privilege, a journey that many do not get the chance to take. Yet, as the years pass, the body changes in ways that can feel unfamiliar, even frustrating. Strength that once seemed limitless begins to wane. Energy that was once abundant now requires conservation. Movements that were once effortless may now demand more patience. But here is the undeniable truth. Your body is not betraying you. It is asking for your care. And how you answer that call will determine not just how long you live, but how well you live. Health is often taken for granted in youth, but in later years, it becomes clear that every step, every breath, every heartbeat is a gift. The body does not ask for perfection. It asks for attention. It asks to be moved, to be nourished, to be respected. Neglect is not an option because your quality of life depends on the choices you make today. Movement is not about reclaiming youth. It is about preserving independence. A simple daily walk can strengthen the heart, ease the joints, and awaken the mind. Gentle stretches in the morning can bring relief to stiff muscles, reminding you that mobility is something to be nurtured, not lost. Strength training, even in its lightest form, reinforces the body's foundation, ensuring that you can stand, lift, and move with confidence. The goal is not to reverse time, but to honor the body that has carried you through life's journey. But health is not just about the body, it is about the mind. The foods you choose to eat are not just fuel, they are medicine. A plate filled with color, leafy greens, vibrant fruits, nourishing proteins, has the power to strengthen the immune system, sharpen the brain, and sustain energy. Hydration, often overlooked, is a simple yet profound act of self-care. Sleep, once sacrificed for the demands of life, is now the most powerful tool for restoration. And yet, health is more than numbers on a chart. It is more than a list of do's and don'ts. It is about how you feel. It is about waking up with a sense of vitality, about being able to embrace each day with clarity and strength. It is about reducing pain, increasing joy, and ensuring that the years ahead are lived not just with length, but with quality. Too often, people resign themselves to decline, believing that aches and ailments are inevitable. But there is power in choice. Choosing to move, to eat well, to rest, to seek medical care when needed. These are acts of self-respect. And in choosing to care for your body, you are choosing life. A life where you can still reach for the things you love, where you can still participate, where you can still experience the beauty of simply being well. You are not powerless in aging. Your body is not something to surrender. It is something to support. And the greatest gift you can give yourself is the commitment to treat it with the care it deserves. 4. Embrace the beauty of solitude. Being alone doesn't mean being lonely. There is a profound difference between being alone and feeling lonely. Loneliness is a longing for something absent, a quiet ache in the spaces once filled with conversation, laughter, and touch. But solitude, when embraced with an open heart, can be something entirely different. It can be a place of peace, self-discovery, and renewal. In the earlier years of life, the world moves fast. Days are filled with obligations, responsibilities, and the constant presence of others. But as the years pass, the rhythm changes. The house grows quieter, the phone rings less often, and the invitations come at longer intervals. The silence that once felt like a luxury now feels like an endless companion. And yet, in that silence, there is an opportunity to listen to yourself, to your needs, to the parts of you that were once overshadowed by the demands of others. Solitude is not a punishment, it is an invitation. It is a chance to reconnect with the person you have always been beneath the roles you once played. It is a moment to ask yourself, what do I enjoy? What brings me peace? What have I always wanted to explore? It is a time to read the books that have been sitting on the shelf, to sit beneath the sky and marvel at its vastness, to write letters, paint pictures, play music, not for an audience, but for the simple joy of it. But solitude does not mean isolation. It does not mean shutting the world out. Instead, it means learning to be at ease in your own presence, to enjoy your own company so deeply that time alone feels like a gift rather than a burden. When you cultivate that sense of contentment within yourself, relationships with others become richer because you no longer seek them out of need, but out of genuine desire. Still, there are moments when the quiet feels heavy, when memories flood in uninvited, bringing both comfort and sorrow. When the absence of a loved one is felt in the empty chair, the untouched side of the bed, the unspoken words. In these moments, solitude can feel cruel. But even in grief, there is space for healing. To sit with your emotions, to allow them to come and go like the tide, is to honor the depth of your love, the significance of the life you have lived. Embracing solitude means choosing to see it not as an emptiness, but as a fullness of a different kind. It means shifting your perspective from focusing on what is missing to appreciating what remains. It is in these quiet moments that we learn resilience, that we discover the depths of our own inner strength. You are not lost in solitude. You are found. And when you embrace it, not as something to endure, but as something to cherish, you realize that being alone is not the same as being lonely. It is, in fact, a chance to truly know yourself, perhaps for the first time in a very long while. 5. Keep learning. Your mind is still young. The body may age, but the mind has no expiration date. The world often tells us that learning belongs to the young, that curiosity fades with time, that once we reach a certain age, our role is to simply exist rather than expand. But the truth is, your ability to learn, to grow, and to discover has no limits except the ones you place upon yourself. The mind, like any muscle, thrives on stimulation. It craves challenge, engagement, and new experiences. When left unused, it slows, but when exercised, it remains sharp, vibrant, and full of life. Learning is not just about acquiring information, it is about staying connected to the world, remaining engaged in conversations, and feeling a sense of purpose in every stage of life. It is about keeping curiosity alive so that each day holds something new, something unexpected, something that reminds you that you are still very much a part of this world. There is a unique kind of joy in discovering something for the first time, no matter your age. Perhaps it is a new language, a skill you once dismissed as too difficult, or a subject you never had time to explore. Maybe it is technology, learning to navigate the digital world so you can stay connected with family, participate in discussions, and engage with communities beyond your physical reach. Perhaps it is literature, art, or history, delving into the depths of human experience through stories that enrich the soul. But learning is not limited to books and formal lessons. It is found in everyday experiences, in conversations with people of all ages, in trying something different, in stepping beyond the comfort of routine. It is found in listening to new perspectives, in challenging old beliefs, in allowing yourself to see the world with fresh eyes. It is found in asking questions, not just about the world, but about yourself. What more can I do? What else is out there? What have I yet to understand? Age does not diminish the mind. It only does so if we allow it. The greatest thinkers, the most passionate learners, the wisest souls never stop exploring. They never stop believing in the power of knowledge because they know that to learn is to stay truly alive. There is no such thing as too late. The moment you decide to engage, to explore, to absorb something new is the moment you remind yourself and the world that you are still growing. So pick up that book, join that class, take that trip, start that conversation, feed your mind as you would your body, and watch how it responds with strength, with resilience, and with a hunger for more. Because the truth is, your mind is still young. And as long as you keep learning, it will remain that way for the rest of your life. 6. Give yourself permission to let go. Make peace with the past. Life is a collection of moments, some beautiful, some painful, some that linger in our hearts long after they have passed. As the years unfold, we carry with us not just memories, but the weight of experiences that have shaped us. Some of that weight is light, filled with love and laughter, but some of it is heavy. The regrets, the losses, the things we wish had gone differently. And yet, the deepest truth about aging is this: you cannot move forward if you are still holding on to what is behind you. Letting go is not about forgetting. It is not about pretending that the past did not happen or dismissing the pain that certain moments brought. Rather, it is about releasing the grip that those experiences have on your present. It is about accepting that no amount of reliving, no amount of wishing, no amount of regret can change what has already come and gone. And in that acceptance, there is peace. There are people who have hurt you, moments that have left scars, words that were never spoken but should have been. There are choices you made that you sometimes question, roads you did not take that leave you wondering, what if? But ask yourself this: is holding on to these things bringing you peace, or is it keeping you prisoner to something you can no longer change? Forgiveness is not for the other person. It is for you. It is setting yourself free from the burden of resentment, from the exhaustion of carrying pain that only steals your joy. Whether it is forgiving others or forgiving yourself, it is an act of self-love, an act of reclaiming your energy for the life you still have left to live. Grief, too, asks to be honored but not to be clung to. The people you have lost, the ones who meant the most, do not want you to live in sorrow. They would want you to continue forward, carrying their love with you rather than being weighed down by their absence. To honor those who have passed is to live fully, to cherish the life you still have, to smile when you think of them rather than only feel the ache of missing them. Letting go also means releasing the expectations of what life should have been. It means making peace with what is rather than holding on to an image of what could have been different. Life is not perfect, but it is still yours. And the more you let go of the past, the more room you create for joy, for love, for the moments that are still waiting to be lived. You are not defined by your regrets. You are not bound by your past. You are still here, and that means you still have time to heal, to forgive, to move forward, and to embrace the peace that comes when you finally allow yourself to let go. 7. Laugh more, love more, and enjoy every moment. Life is not measured in years, but in the moments that take our breath away. The ones that make us laugh until our stomachs ache, the ones that fill our hearts with warmth, the ones that remind us why we are here. Yet, as we grow older, it is easy to get caught up in the weight of time. We begin to focus on what we have lost, on the things that have changed, on the people who are no longer by our side. But if we let those thoughts consume us, we miss something precious. The life that is still unfolding before us, the joy that is still within reach. Laughter is not just an expression of happiness, it is a declaration of resilience. It is proof that no matter what life has thrown your way, you have endured. It is a reminder that even in the face of loss, of change, of uncertainty, there is still something to smile about. When was the last time you truly laughed? Not a polite chuckle, not a forced smile, but a deep, genuine, soul-shaking laugh. If it has been too long, then perhaps it is time to seek out the things that bring you joy once again. Watch a comedy, reminisce about funny memories, share a joke with a friend. Let yourself laugh, not just because life is perfect, but because laughter itself is a form of healing. And then there is love, the most powerful force in life, the thing that sustains us, that gives meaning to our days. Love is not limited to romance, nor does it fade with age. It is present in the small gestures, a warm conversation, a gentle touch, a shared moment of understanding. It is in the way you speak to your friends, in the way you show kindness to a stranger, in the way you cherish your family, even if distance or time separates you. Love is not something you receive, it is something you give, something you create. And the more you give, the more it fills your own heart in return. But perhaps the greatest lesson of all is to fully embrace each moment, to stop waiting for something to change, for something better to come, for the perfect time to arrive. The perfect time is now. The moment you are living in right now will never come again, and the only way to truly honor life is to be present for it. Wake up, and notice the way the morning light spills through your window. Savor the taste of your favorite meal. Hold the hands of the people you love a little longer. Let go of the worries that rob you of the simple pleasures that still exist all around you. You cannot control time, but you can decide how you spend it. You can choose to fill your days with laughter, to fill your heart with love, to cherish the moments that are given to you instead of mourning the ones that have passed. In the end, a life well lived is not one without hardships, but one where, despite everything, joy is still found, love is still shared, and every moment is deeply, beautifully embraced. Embracing the life still ahead. Your story isn't over yet. Aging is not an end. It is a transformation, a shifting of seasons, a quiet unveiling of truths that were once overlooked in the rush of youth. It is a time of reflection, of reckoning with all that has been gained and all that has been lost. It is a moment in life where the past feels closer than ever, where memories take on a deeper meaning, where the weight of time is felt in ways both beautiful and bittersweet. But above all, aging is an invitation to live with intention, to find joy in the simple, to embrace the life that still remains. Too often, people speak of aging with sorrow, as though it is something to be mourned, as though the passing of time steals more than it gives. But the truth is, life is still yours to shape. The years may have changed you, but they have not diminished you. They have given you wisdom, depth, and a perspective that only time can provide. You carry within you the lessons of a lifetime, the strength of every hardship you have overcome, the love of the people you have met along the way. You are not less because you are older. You are more experienced, more resilient, more aware of what truly matters. This chapter of life is not about waiting for the end. It is about embracing the present, about finding meaning in the quiet moments, about creating joy even when circumstances are not perfect. It is about laughter that comes from the depths of the soul, about friendships that are rooted in understanding, about the deep appreciation for every sunrise, every hug, every warm breeze that touches your skin. It is about waking up each day with the choice to engage, to participate, to continue living, not just existing. You have the power to decide how you will spend these years. You can choose to dwell on what is missing, or you can focus on what is still here. You can hold on to resentment, or you can release it and make room for peace. You can withdraw into solitude, or you can open yourself to connection, to new friendships, to experiences that remind you that life does not stop until you decide it does. Every moment is an opportunity to embrace something new, to revisit old passions, to learn, to grow, to love. Aging is not the end of your story. It is simply another chapter, one that is waiting to be written with purpose, with love, with laughter, with resilience. Do not let the fear of time steal the beauty of now. The days ahead are still yours, and how you fill them is up to you. Choose to make them count. Choose to live with intention. Choose to embrace the life that is still unfolding before you, because even in the quietest moments, even in the smallest joys, you are still here, and that alone is a reason to keep moving forward. These lessons are meant to inspire you to live fully and authentically. Now, I'd love to hear from you. Take a moment to reflect and share one thing you've learned and plan to apply in your own life. Let's support each other on this journey toward embracing these truths. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a comment with 1. If not, feel free to comment with 0. Your feedback means a lot to us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more content like this. Thank you for watching, and here's to living life on your own terms.